Yes, my friends. Russ on the West Ham Network. Hope you are all safe and well. It's Hammers Headlines and Sensations with the KUMB.com boys this morning. We had a gallows humour, a sort of a wry smile at the season so far. When it rains, it truly does pour when it comes to West Ham. It's been a hell of a 6 months already. We've still got about 13 games left. And at lunchtime today, we had our lunchtime live show. We had When It Rains, It Pours. That was the start at the morning. Then we had the Hammers Club Call, have your say. Some great debate about the stadium and that type of stuff. Really good fun. Really enjoyed that. Really good debate. Got a bit heated, but I love it. But it was all good banter. All classic banter. But it's Hammers Headlines Sensation with the KUMB.com boys. Plenty to talk about as per usual. Don't forget to check out theseareourbrand.com for latest news, reviews, and opinions. Let's start. What should we start with? Let's start with James Ward-Prowse. Now, he made quite an interesting article, an interview on the West Ham website earlier this week, suggesting that West Ham's tactics, Graham Potter's tactics aren't being implemented, and potentially, reading between the lines, they're very much separating the wheat from the chaff in terms of who Potter wants for his squad next season. Obviously, he made his first appearance for the club since returning on loan against Brentford on Saturday last week. To be honest, I thought he looked much better than what we showed in the pitch in the first half, and actually wanted to drive forward. I wouldn't be surprised to see him in or about starting 11 tomorrow at all. But he spoke to reporters after the game and was really honest in what he was saying, which was nice to hear. Basically saying that, training went really well before the game and things they worked on and how they're going to implement in the game. And then when the game started, they didn't implement them. He goes, it's still early days, but for me personally, it's been a good week being back in the squad and seeing how the manager's working. Now, I think we know, I think Alvarez has said as well that there's every day he's learning new stuff and new tactics and new thoughts. And, it does seem that Potter's trying to impart all these ideas and principles in there. And I think you'll start seeing in the next couple of weeks when everyone starts returning, who are going to be the ones who are going to stay and who are the ones who are going to go now. Do you know what I mean? In terms of starting to see what this Potter side's going to involve, particularly at midfield. There's still a lot of toing and froing when it comes to the midfield. And, but it was interesting to see that he was so honest with that response. And that's great. And, he was our vice captain before he left. So it was a very sort of captain's approach, I thought, in terms of very leader-like sort of comment made directly after the game. One player we might see or might not see soon. We haven't seen him really in the first team, but Luizao, according to ex-WHU employee, he has revealed that obviously he is keen on a move. I think he's actually been playing quite well recently for the under-21s, but he's reported to say that Luizao is in talks with Polish side Pogoń Szczecin. The player's been in talks about a loan and a permanent move and was keen to start playing first-team football. Despite his young age, the Brazilian has a wife and kids and is looking to settle somewhere and kick on with a first-team career. The Polish window closes this Monday, and Luizao is expected to make his move official before then. So in terms of what we were saying, Luizao looking for that move. He's been looking for that move for a while, and it looks like Poland may be the option to settle down and have a family. Still, I think his family's still in Brazil as well. So we thought he'd go back to Brazil or Portugal, but it does seem Poland is going to be the destination of choice for Luizao. But we'll see what happens by Monday. Who could his replacement be? Could it be Logan Costa? According to Vajizas, West Ham are interested in the La Liga defender Logan Costa. He's only just moved from Toulouse. We were linked to him in Toulouse. We lost him when he left Toulouse. But we were linked last summer, if not summer before, with a move for the Portuguese, I want to say. Portuguese name. I can't remember where he's from, to be honest. But he's one of those players, again, that we've been linked with, and we're looking back again. He's had a really good season for Villarreal this season for the Yellow Submarines. And a fee of around 30 million euros is apparently being linked. He only signed to the La Liga side in the summer, but has made himself he's put himself in the shop window for a lot of clubs with his performances so far this season. So, it could be a summer move for Costa. Elsewhere, West Ham are apparently looking at the club. I've got his name here. Where is it? Where's his name? I had his name here. There we go. The Club Bruges Wonderkid. Chemsdine Talby. Chemsdine Talby. We'll call him Chem to his friends. But apparently West Ham are interested in the Moroccan prodigy with Champions League pedigree, says an article in Claret and Hugh. He's about 19 and a half, and he became the fourth player in history to score 2 goals in a Champions League knockout match before his 20th birthday. And that's put the likes of Napoli and West Ham and Leicester City on his radar, on their radar. He's been labelled the young Moroccan prodigy, and the report confirms that the 19-year-old has already got 7 goals and 3 assists to his name. He is gonna probably be around. Well, I think Clarence Hughes say on transfer market he's down for €3 million. I think that's pretty cheap. I think they'll be looking at around probably the 10-15 million pound mark. Exciting player again, sort of alludes to our sort of focus in terms of our recruitment, getting that sort of younger emerging talent. I think even Logan Costa's sort of in his early 20s. I mean, this guy fits in that sort of younger profile really nicely, and someone that we have. I mean, I've never heard of, in all honesty, but we know that the Pro League is an area which West Ham are looking at in terms of getting some real bargains. We've been linked to players from Club Brugge before. There was the old guy. What was he? Vanaken. Was also named. Was it Noah Lee as well, the Dutch winger. So it doesn't surprise me that we're being linked to a number of these players in the Belgian Pro League. But again, shows we're looking above and beyond, outside the big 6 in terms of clubs, which is encouraging, because you pay a top dollar, for buying clubs and players in the top divisions, that's for sure. And lastly, could we be looking to bring in a Millwall player? Well, according to X, he has suggested that West Ham are looking at the former Tottenham defender Japhet Tanganga, and West Ham are looking to potentially prize him away from rivals Millwall in the summer transfer window. He is someone who Potter would have encountered during his time in the Premier League before, when he was obviously playing at Spurs. He was twice capped at England 21 level, and was in and out of the side. He was a young player going to the Spurs side, in and out of the side, moved to Millwall, and has basically reinvigorated his career. And he's one of the top defenders in the Championship. Where's his stats? I mean, he's 25 now, so he's sort of entering, his peak age. He's played in the Bundesliga as well. He had a loan spell at Augsburg before Millwall signed him on loan. He's only played 50 games for Millwall so far, 4 goals, an impressive run of form that's seen Millwall shoot up the table from 14th. And he's become indispensable for Millwall since the turn of the year. interesting how I mean, I think Jose Mourinho called him rapid when he was at his time when he was at Spurs. It'd be interesting, for me, he could be a useful understudy to an Aaron Wan-Bissaka. With that on the thoughts that Vladimir Sufal might not get offered a new deal and bring in a younger model, so to speak. Someone who's fast, who's quick. Obviously, we were linked to the likes of Tariq Lapati and stuff like that coming through. But I think it'll be interesting to see, he's and actually under the Steinen MO, he was a type of player, a player who was highly thought of, dipped, and then has come back into form, and that to seem true with Tanganga. So again, wouldn't necessarily be a particularly expensive. So I wouldn't be and I think we're not going to go out and buy half a dozen 60 million pound players, and I think someone like Tanganga would come in and be a really good squad player for us. Can play a number of positions as well, has pace, and that's obviously premium when it comes to West Ham having pace. So although it's a bit left field, I see it having legs. I really could. And that's it, my friends. Thank you very, very much for your time. Press the right button. If you're new around here, don't forget to like, comment, share, all that good stuff. Until next time, take care, stay safe, stay warm, stay humble. Have a lovely Friday evening before we turn out against Arsenal at the Emirates tomorrow. What's the worst that can happen? Much love. Bye-bye.